Okay, welcome back everyone. It is your boy FPL BisQo. Last week was alright, 64 points. I can't complain. Bruno Fernandes is doing his business. Like, he's really up in the levels. We're going to talk about a couple things. Salah is returning. This is 2 assists in 2 games. I did tell you that I trusted him, and he's repaying it slowly. It's not quite on the eye test. We're not ready for a big haul. I'll look into what my starting 11 is going to be like, and maybe we'll look into the rest of the fixtures. Obviously, we've got Liverpool, Man City this week, which is going to be as big of a fixture as any. But I do have some major questions, especially around the future of Haaland. Like, my 2 big assets. It's just, where will I spend the money? Who do I really need? Chelsea, still no clean sheets. That's 2 failed clean sheets in 2. My main issue is just not so much the rotation. I know Chalobah's going to play, which is good. I know Sanchez is going to play, but they're just playing everyone. Like, not so much everyone is getting a chance, because it doesn't feel like he needs to see this or that. I feel like it's very well known who Chelsea's best 11 are, and they're still doing other things, whether that is the chair or the board influence or whatever it is. They're just not fulfilling the duties that that they could have a clean game, and they're doing everything they could to not have that clean game. Now they're out of the Carabao Cup. Maybe that will help a little bit. It does help with us in terms of the double game week. So now I've still got my double Arsenal. Gabriel's doing his thing. Rice is still there. He's been a bit underwhelming in terms of the points over the last couple of weeks, but like I said, we didn't get him for a big price. It was about 6 point something mil when we bought him. There's no need to sell him, because then we're going to need to buy him back. So unless I want that triple defense and buy back Timber, then cool. Lacroix, Palace not done too well, but I think with the signing of Strand Larsen, maybe there might be some resurgence. I feel like Palace's fixtures are about to swing for the better. Some people are buying Munoz a bit early, so that's not too bad. And Krupi Jr. repaid me again. Well, yes, I wouldn't say again, I just bought him in, but Krupi Jr. repaid me. A cracking goal, by the way. Like, Krupi Jr. is on the come up. This is not a surprise. He had a very good season last season in League 2 in France. So we're just waiting for the opportunity for him to get into the starting 11. But as long as he continues to start, I might continue to keep starting him, because he is really... Now he's even in good form. Ndiaye is trying my patience. I will say, Iliman Ndiaye is really trying my patience. I'm not happy with the way he's... I would say almost a lack of goal threat. It hasn't been that bad in terms of the numbers that he's put up. Like, he's still got some decent XGA, still got some decent XGC, but I'm just not too impressed. He's been starting ever since he come back, but it is what it is. Major question I have to ask is, do we need Haaland? Oh no, I wouldn't even say that. Do we trust that Manchester City are going to win the league? If we believe that Man City are going to win the league, then their form is going to have to come up exponentially. They're going to have to win basically every game from now to the end of the season, including this Liverpool game. If that is the case, Haaland is going to have to be a big factor in that. Therefore, we're going to have to keep Haaland. If we believe that Arsenal are going to run away with the league, then do we still need Haaland? Is he still going to capture that form? That means that, like, if they're not hunting down the league anymore, maybe Haaland gets rested in a few more games. Maybe he doesn't, like, he already seems demotivated, if that is to say the least. Maybe I'm just looking at the numbers and being like, you know what, 8 games, no, he's on 20 goals, and he doesn't look like he's not going to get that golden boot. But do I need to have 15 million tied up, holding on to when Haaland is going to score, and I don't want to miss out? It's been 7 weeks, and or maybe 6 or 7 weeks, whoever's missed out on the points, or whoever's sold him already, is laughing, really. He got an assist in the last game, which is something, and I have no problem with the something, but it's not good enough. It is not good enough. And I'm already holding on to Salah, which is basically costing me, let's say, a few Everton defenders. That's really where I'm losing out on the money. Maybe I want another Everton defender. Maybe I want to invest in Van Dijk, someone like that. Or maybe another Arsenal defender. That's where the money's really going if I'm going to spread the money around. There's no other striker that I really need. There's no midfielder that I'd really want. Maybe I could upgrade Iliman and Ndiaye to someone like Wirtz, or maybe in Burma if I was to spread the money around a bit more. But the Haaland form is so disappointing. But the main thing is, if we feel that they're going to pick up some form, it will be to win the title. It won't be just... Maybe I'm connecting dots that don't need to be connected. But I just believe that if you believe in Man City, then Haaland, fair enough. Like, hold on to him until they pick up that form. But if I don't believe Man City are going to win this league, then there's no form to pick up, and it's better for me to cut ties now. If Arsenal are going to hold off, then there'll be a few more games where I don't want to wait till game 35 to say, oh, we don't really need Haaland. He might score 1 goal here, 2 goals there, but it's not going to make the difference. And I need to start looking for differentials. I'm not in the top million, so it is quite a big issue. Elliot Anderson, this guy is just picking up points. I just wanted to talk about his consistency in doing so. He always leaves with something. This 1 goal all season, 3 assists all season. This is not a lot. This is not like Harry Wilson has been in so much better form, and I think he's got more points. Harry Wilson definitely has more points, but this is not a joke. Like, how he keeps doing it is just DEFCONs every single week. DEFCONs and bonus points every single week for 5.3 million. I feel like he should just be in everyone's team no matter what. I remember there was a point where it was like Caicedo was scoring the goals, but they always find a way. If they keep a clean sheet, it might be 6 points, but he always finds a way to get points. To get 3 bonus points, no goals, no assists. I'm thinking this is borderline highway robbery. It's corruption. He's just figured out a way to just not be average. And what we say Rice is, Elliot Anderson is. Just in terms of FPL, Rice has the set piece threat. I feel like that might be the major difference. Rice has the set piece threat. It might be just the team are better at set pieces. They're better at attacking them. Not even that, because Elliot Anderson takes some of the free kicks, takes some of the corners as well. So I'm not going to compare them. Just as far as the FPL asset, Anderson always puts up those numbers. Rice doesn't always get defensive contributions, and if he doesn't get a goal or an assist, he's not getting those bonus points. Elliot Anderson still finds ways to those bonus points in these games versus Brighton that nobody's watching, versus Fulham that no one's watching. Like, it's versus Crystal Palace. It's not a headline game. It's not a Super Sunday type of game, but he always gets these points, and he's still only like 5% owned. And I understand why there might be like Elliot. It probably would be for someone like Harry Wilson, and there's other midfield options out there. I also should have put up Ayari, because Ayari is also putting up these points. Listen, but Yassine Ayari is someone I feel like we should look at a bit more than we have done. And I don't know how they slip under the radar. It's just, when is the right opportunity to buy him? Because if I'd gotten Ayari instead of Ndiaye, I'd be better off. I'd actually be better off. So and you know I'm always a fan of the cheap options. Florian Wirtz, same as always. I had been saying Wirtz has been putting up these numbers. He's found his form. He's found his way. And there's a bit of link up with him and the forwards. Ekitike for those that have Ekitike and Wirtz, phenomenal job. Like, absolutely phenomenal job. But with the Man City game, after that City game clears, I feel like, you know what, I'm just going to buy Wirtz. That will be the main. Sunderland away. Well, you don't really want Sunderland away, do you? But Nottingham Forest away is not too bad. Their fixtures coming up after the City game. Basically, that's it for the season. If you want Liverpool after City, feel free. Feel free. If you've saved up some transfers, they've got no doubles as of now because they're not doing too well in the cup. But we'll see how the season goes. But I think Florian Wirtz has been quite a steady pick. He's had a good season so far. A good season. If you take out the first maybe 10 games in terms of statistics, his season's come up quite a long way. I'm very happy to have him in my team. And I feel like 12 points versus Newcastle, 10 points versus Burnley, that's what you want. Where betting on Ekitike in the wrong games hurt me a lot. But then selling him, and now Ekitike goes and gets a double versus Newcastle, and he's really, really good. So I'm talking about Wirtz, but Ekitike is just as valuable. Yeah, I've invested in Salah. Maybe I regret it. Maybe there's more points elsewhere, but the hauls will come. Everyone's going to get there. It seems like Liverpool have found their formula. Everybody gets theirs. The only one that really isn't worth much stress, it would be Gakpo, but that's about it. So this is what my team looks like going next week. So I've still got double Chelsea versus Wolves. There should be no problem there. I trust it. I believe in it. I think it should do well. I think Lacroix, eventually, Palace have to figure this out. I'm not saying a clean sheet, but just not a loss. Like, they should get something out of this. And then versus Sunderland at home. So at the Emirates, I feel like Arsenal should be able to keep a clean sheet. Obviously, away from home, it was a bit more difficult. But Arsenal got their tails up now. They've had I wouldn't say too much rotation versus Chelsea, but a few other players have got a chance to start the games and they've got some attacking options. So I think Rice should have a good game, especially Rice. My eyes are on him. Captaincy is a bit tricky this week because this is another week that I'm tempted to start captaining defenders. So Gabriel versus Sunderland, it would be my personal favourite pick for a for captaincy this week. I'm not too sure about it, but looking at the team that I have, why not? Dubravka versus West Ham on the bench, I'm tempted, very, very tempted to start him instead of Sanchez versus Wolves, just because Chelsea are annoying. They're really annoying. But Wolves away, I think they scored maybe 4 last season against Wolves away with so it should be okay. Let me not overthink it. But Anderson versus Leeds, if not nothing, we're going to get some DEFCONs. We assume we're going to get 3 to 5 points from Anderson every week. Salah and Haaland, I'll talk about them both. I don't have a prediction for the game. I did have a prediction for last game, but because this is at Anfield, it might be a bit of a different game. Liverpool are in better form, but City have reasons to win. It's like, or they don't. They're a very, very strange team. They're still vulnerable defensively. I'm not quite sure of Guehi's value. Like, does he make them a clean sheet machine, or is he more likely to get goals and assists? And funny, Guehi is really good going forward, not as an attacking dribbler, but his quality of pass in creating attacks from the back is really good. So that might be the value that he brings, and he might not necessarily bring more defensive solidarity to an open Manchester City team, depending on if Rodri plays, who the midfield in front of him is. There could be a few complications there. But I'm not too sure how that game's going to go. I have no idea. Liverpool are doing a lot better, but they too are susceptible to mistakes. So I'm not sure how to judge it. The issue would be the Spurs versus Man United. I have no prediction for that as well. It's at home. If it was at Spurs Stadium, then maybe I'd say, funny enough, maybe I'd lean towards United. But both of them can be quite shaky at home. There's just more positivity going around Man United at the moment, and we all want them to get their 5 wins in a row so the guy can cut his hair. Ndiaye versus Fulham, I expect him to score. He has to score. Or, because I'm rolling my transfer, if it doesn't seem like there's no one I really need to bring in. The only person I was looking at was Strand Larsen for whatever reason. I was like, maybe Strand Larsen might just do it, but I don't want to go too much on hope. I will rack up about 3 transfers if I don't do anything as of now, which is a good place to be in. There's no one I need to get in. Yes, I do need to replace Dorgu for the injury, but there's no rush. Do I want to start Gudmundsson after his -1 last week? I don't know. So the question is, do I want to start Krupi Jr. versus Aston Villa or Gudmundsson versus Nottingham Forest and go for a 4-5-1? For 1 week only, I prefer to play the 4-5-1. I prefer to bench Krupi Jr. I'm not sure why. He is in form and he can score any time. I just want the 90 minutes. I just like 90-minute players. So that might be the only debate that I'm really having at the moment. But that's more or less it for the team. So those are my thoughts. You're gonna have to wish me luck. This is more becoming like a blog style kind of show. So wish me luck. I wish you guys all the best of luck for the weekend. We'll log back in. Like, the deadline is today. The deadline is today. So whatever you've got to do with your teams, you get them. My captaincy choices are going to be either Gabriel, Haaland. I only have 2. Those are my only captaincy choices. If you've got a Chelsea player, then go for captain João Pedro. João Pedro's back to be a captaincy choice. That might be the best captaincy choice for the week, to be honest. But on my team, I don't have that option. And I'm not in a mood to bring in João Pedro right now, because I know we've got a double game week, so you're going to want triple Arsenal maybe and 1 Wolves player, maybe. But definitely everybody's going to have triple Arsenal for those weeks, so I need to prepare for that. So I've got no transfer to make this week. So that's on me, and then there'll be a blank game week for Arsenal in game week 31. So if that's the case, you're going to have to get all your Arsenal players out. So I have to figure out do I want to triple Arsenal and then have to blank and figure out what I'm going to do with my bench, or do I want to find a way to just cool it down and just take the two Arsenal players will be enough and just hold on? Because double game weeks are not exactly what you think they are. It's not like you just have the double and they're going to start the same 11 2 games in a row. They just might not. And you don't want Gabriel to be rested. That will kill us all. So we do have to be a bit cautious with the triples, but this might be the one. So with that being said, I think I'm going to hold my transfer. I'm going to leave the 11 as close to this as possible, unless anything changes between now and Friday night. So remember, do your transfers tonight, and I will see you on Monday. Good luck to everyone.